In the last video we did a house tour of downstairs, and in this one we're going upstairs. And at the top of the stairs is my collection of travel magnets. I travel quite a lot, and wherever I go I try and pick up a magnet. I also occasionally do travel vlogs, which are on my second YouTube channel, and a link to that is in the description box below if you fancy checking that out. And now on to the bedroom, where all of the magic happens, of course. And over here is the sapele veneered chest of drawers that I found in an alleyway and restored. It was in bad shape when I picked it up, but now it's looking pretty good. On the shelf above the chest of drawers is a bird that I carved out of some spruce, and then I glued the bird onto a twig and glued the twig into a piece of pallet wood which I stained green. This predates my YouTube channel, so there was no video for this one. And this postcard behind it is just for scenic effect. And next to it is a wooden box which I didn't make, a little owl, cat in a basket, and Sonos. And just outside my bedroom, mounted to the exterior wall, is the birdhouse that I made in a project video. And we had two blue tits that were coming and going for several months actually, building a nest, but we haven't seen them now for a couple of weeks, which is a bit concerning, but hopefully they're out there somewhere. Over on the wall to the right is this axe. I actually found this in a charity shop. I think it was £3.99. And if you find an axe in a charity shop for £3.99, you buy it and hang it on the wall. Over next to the bed is my bedside table. And I picked this up on eBay. I think I paid £10 for it, and the top was badly damaged, so I ended up sanding down the whole thing and refinishing it. This thing is really heavy. Getting it upstairs on my own was a bit of a challenge. This one predates my YouTube channel, so there was no video for this. I have no idea what type of wood it is, but the wood grain is really interesting. If anyone knows what this is, please comment below. Over on the other side of the bed is this bedside table slash bookcase that I made for my girlfriend several years ago. This also predates the YouTube channel. This was made entirely from pallet wood and then painted and distressed, and the decorative mouldings you can see on the drawer fronts were purchased on eBay. They were just glued in place, painted and distressed also, as was the drawer handle. You can see there's another moulding on the back and a decorative shape which was cut out with the jigsaw. And you can see the top on this thing has badly warped. So I'm guessing the wood that I used at the time wasn't as dry as it needed to be. So I might revisit this one in a future video and make a replacement top for it. On top of the bedside table is this jewellery box which I made also from pallet wood quite recently. This wood I believe to be Meranti, and I made the inlay from some scraps of oak and sapele, and you can see that the jewellery box is now in use. Through this door is what used to be a box room. In other words, a very small room, about 2.2 meters by 2.2 meters. So it was already a small space, but I had the idea to actually make it even smaller, and I carved this up into two small spaces. The idea was really just to get the most out of this small space as possible, and it actually worked out really well in my opinion. So in one half we have a small ensuite shower room with a toilet and sink, and I hired a bathroom fitter to do this work for me. And in the other half of the space, behind this curtain, I created this wardrobe or closet where all of my clothes are stored. And I did this mainly because I didn't want a wardrobe in my actual bedroom, as I liked how it was without one. I used one of these wall-mounted adjustable shelving systems, and I made all of the shelves out of some salvaged pine bed slats. This clothes rail is an old curtain rail, and I made these mounts for them to sit in. I've also got these two drawers, and these were made out of two display cabinets that I found in the street. I just cut them down to the right width and added a drawer handle, and then I mounted them on some drawer runners. The curtain was originally meant to be a temporary fix, and I had planned to install some double doors here, but this space is so tight, and at the time I just couldn't figure out a way to fit them in. So anyway, the curtain is still here, and I don't think that's likely to change anytime soon. And opposite the curtain is where I get ready in the morning, and sitting below the cabinet is my radiator mounted shelf. And this was one of the very early project videos on my channel. It's a terrible video, to be honest, but the shelf is still in use today. Now on to bedroom number 2, but this one doesn't have a bed in it. This room is used partly for my girlfriend's clothes, makeup, shoes, bags and other associated girl items, and partly as an office, which is where I edit most of my videos and that kind of thing. We picked up this Art Deco style wardrobe on a classified ads website here in the UK called Gumtree, and I think we paid about £30 for it. I think it's made of a veneered plywood, but it might be chipboard, I'm not sure. On top of the wardrobe is my drum kit, which doesn't get a lot of use these days. We've also got this nice Art Deco style mirror. I think my girlfriend found this on eBay. And that's mounted on the wall above this chest of drawers, which I built in a project video. These drawers were found by some bins, and I just built the drawer carcass to fit around the drawers. And I made the top of the chest of drawers from some reclaimed scaffold boards, I think. And over here is my desk. Not really too much of interest to point out over here, although I did make this stand for my microphone pop guard, as the original clip that mounted onto a microphone stand broke. And it wouldn't be a house tour without a trip to the loft. This pile of boxes over here demonstrates that I've developed a bit of an addiction to the new Makita LXT cordless range of tools. In one of the very first videos on my channel, I created this raised floor for my loft so that I could use the space for storage. And because I used pallet wood to raise the floor, it was controversial and I received quite a lot of negative comments. Some people were saying that I would have trapped moisture underneath the floorboards. Others said that using pallet wood was risky because there could be loads of insects living inside. I did of course check that all of the pallet wood looked okay before bringing it inside the house, and I also always check the letters stamped on the pallets, which can be helpful in identifying which ones are safe enough to use. So I think it's been over 3 years now and I haven't had any issues as yet. I did recently raise one of the floorboards just to check that everything was okay underneath, and no problems. The floor is still fine, no one has died, and the world hasn't ended. So that's the house tour complete. I should imagine we will live here for a few more years, but eventually I would really like to move further out of the city and live somewhere with more land so that I can hopefully build a bigger workshop, or at least move into a place with an outbuilding that I can convert into a bigger workshop. And hopefully by that point I will have the courage to give up my day job and do woodwork as a living, making commissions, that sort of thing. And then we can get a dog or two and take them for long walks on the beach. That's the distant dream. So thanks for watching and see you next time.